Red Sea behind the children of Israel to keep them from going back. It wasn't devotion that made them go to Egypt. It was God closed the gate. 40 years in the wilderness to flush out 400 years of paganism in Egypt. 40 years to learn to hear the voice of God so that they could reach the destiny God had for them. Forgetting each other, on the other hand, is cruel. Several years ago, I was on an airplane going from one preaching assignment to the other. And across the aisle from the airplane was a 10-year-old boy. He was pale, he was frail, he had one leg, and he was a very weak boy. The stewardess helped him when the plane landed to get off of the plane. By himself, I just followed him to see what happened. He got to the airport, he's looking left, he's looking right. He's looking for someone that didn't show up. They forgot him. I went over to him and I said, "Partner, can I help you?" He said, "They're supposed to pick me up here." I said, "Do you think they're coming?" He said, "No." So I took him by the hand, led him over to the cab, and I paid his fare to where he was going. By this time he's crying, and I said to the cabbie, "You take him to his house and walk him to the door." I wanted to say, and drag the people in the house out in the front yard and beat their brains out. In loving kindness, I said, "Put him in the house." He said, "Okay." How many thousands of children live in that kind of world? He knew he had been forgotten. He knew he had been forsaken. And it was more than he could bear. You said, "Oh, Pastor, I could never be that forgetful." Really? Your elderly mother or father is sitting by a phone that never rings in the rest home. They walk to an empty mailbox maybe day after day, waiting for a short note or maybe even a call. They know it and God knows it. It's cruel and it's thoughtless. Yet it continues. The Bible says, "Honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long on the earth." You want to live a long time? Treat your parents well. They don't have to be good parents. You just have to treat them well. I was visiting in a nursing home on one occasion, and there was a young woman there a young woman there who was 80 years of age. I need to say that right. As you approach 84, she's young. But this was many years ago, and she was an older woman then. Now I see that as youth. We had a great visit, and as we ended the visit, she said, "Pastor, will you do me a favor?" And tears came to her eyes. I said, "Sure." She said, "Would you ask my son to come see me? He hasn't come to see me for over a year." I said, "Where is he? In Alaska? In Africa? Where does he live?" She said, "Oh no, he lives 5 minutes from this nursing home." And tears came into her eyes and rolled down her cheeks. The son had forgotten his mother. I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll go have a chat with him." I left. I went to the house. He came to the door, and verbally I eviscerated him. He got on his clothes and went to see his mother like he should. And I said, "I'm going to check on you just to make sure you keep on seeing your mother." When your parents, aged, are hunkering for a thought from their children, you are being observed by God Himself. Honor your mother and your father, that your days may be long on the face of the earth. Don't you ever forget that. Did you know that God meets your needs even before you knew you had one? Before you were cold. God put gas and oil in the depths of the earth to warm you. And we could get that gas and oil if the government would get out of the way.